Hello there guys, welcome to one of my live videos, and on this video I am going to be giving you Manchester United's team of the decade and that. So Manchester United's team of the decade is David De Gea in goal, because I think David De Gea has been exceptional since his arrival from Atletico Madrid. Well, he's had two bad seasons, but prior to that, I think he has been exceptional. Obviously, it was Sir Alex Ferguson that recommended David De Gea in back in 2011. And obviously, we paid £17 million for him from Atletico Madrid. And now David De Gea, of course, this is his ninth season at Manchester United. And obviously, he's approaching his 10th year at the football club. Now, David De Gea, like I said, has been very, very crucial for us. He's made some imperative saves. Obviously, reflecting on his good run of performances for Man United over the years, he's won the club's player of the year like 4 times out of the past 6 years or something like that. I think David De Gea has nearly made 400 appearances for Man United in all competitions, and he has won everything here domestically at the football club. Obviously, probably David De Gea, he's going to be at Manchester United for the foreseeable future. Don't forget, it come out in Sky Sports quite a few weeks ago saying that David De Gea wants to stay at the football club and he intends to stay at Manchester United for the next 10 years. But I'm actually very, very sceptical about that. I don't think he'll be here for the next 10 years. I think David De Gea now is in his late 20s. Is he 28 or 29 years of age? Obviously, like he updated you the other day, though, Duncan Castles came out and he tends to be very, very close to Manchester United. And he actually, said that Manchester United are unhappy with David De Gea's performances. And, he mentioned that Man United made a mistake by giving him a new long-term contract, because last September, David De Gea signed a new long-term contract with the club worth £375,000 a week. Obviously, David De Gea is the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, and he's the highest paid at the football club. Obviously, he's come close to leaving Manchester United a few times. Don't forget, back in 2015, which was 5 years ago, Real Madrid came very, very close to getting him, but due to a fax machine, the deal never materialised. Obviously, PSG and Juventus have been in for David De Gea in the past. But like I said, when David De Gea does eventually leave Manchester United, I think he will make a return back to Spain. Now, the main explanations for this is because, he's born in Spain, began his footballing career in Spain, his relatives are in Spain, and of course, his girlfriend is in Spain. So they are the main explanations. They are the main explanations in that. But like I mentioned to you, in the last couple of years, David De Gea has been a liability. But Solskjaer has confirmed that David De Gea will remain our number one goalkeeper next season. He will remain our number one goalkeeper. So that means Man United, will loan Dean Henderson back out. I don't know whether we're going to keep him at Sheffield United, because Dean Henderson is on loan at Sheffield United at the moment. And I've got to make an admission, he has been a revelation for Sheffield United as Dean Henderson. So we are facing a dilemma with him, because there was reports coming out the other week saying that Manchester United may have to pay around £60 million if Sheffield United qualify for the Champions League, and of course if the season does resume. But I think it mentioned that we're not willing to get rid of Dean Henderson on a permanent transfer, because we do see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. So there you go and that. But David De Gea, at this present time, he's not the best goalkeeper in the world, but I think overall he is the best goalkeeper in the world in that. So he's in Man United's team of the decade. He's David De Gea, definitely. And, we have had some good goalkeepers up and down the generations. Obviously, we had Peter Schmeichel at one point. We had Edwin van der Sar. He was also very, very good. We got him from Fulham under the Ferguson era. Currently, Edwin van der Sar now is the CEO of Ajax. We also had Fabian Barthez at one point. So we've had some very, very good goalkeepers. But the best goalkeeper we've had in the last decade, is David De Gea, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, another player that's in the team of the decade is Antonio Valencia. He's at right back. Obviously, Valencia did endure 10 years at Manchester United, and I think he's one of the best right backs we've definitely had. Definitely. I don't think we've had anyone as good, as Antonio Valencia. Rafael de Silva wasn't so bad, but, he was totally contrast, wasn't he, to Antonio Valencia. We did actually, get Valencia from Wigan back in 2009. Of course, that was under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but I thought Valencia was very, very good. Obviously, Man United let him go last summer. I think he made a return back to Ecuador. I think Valencia's final year or final couple of years at Manchester United, he didn't really get any opportunities because actually, I think he sustained, a couple of injuries in that. Obviously, we've got Wan-Bissaka in now, who's our current right back. It's too early, to say about Wan-Bissaka, to be quite honest, whether he's going to be here for the next 9 or 10 years, but I think, he's enjoyed a good season with Man United. This has only been his first season at the football club. Obviously, we paid around £45 million for Wan-Bissaka last summer from Crystal Palace. And he's been a revelation, he really, really has. His defensive contribution's always been very, very good. And, before the football season got suspended, we started seeing the attacking side of Wan-Bissaka's game and that. So there you go. The other right back we've got is Diego Dalot, but he's our backup right back, is Diego Dalot. So there you go. But Valencia, I thought, was absolutely fantastic for us. Another player in our team of the decade is definitely Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand was absolutely fantastic for us. We'll also put Vidic into the equation as well. Vidic and Ferdinand were a fantastic centre-back partnership. It's the best centre-back partnership Man United have had in the past decade. Probably overall is the best centre-back partnership that Manchester United have had. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand, endured, 12 years at Manchester United. We got him under Sir Alex Ferguson in 2002 from Leeds. Obviously got 12 years out of him, and then obviously, he left the football club in 2014, did Ferdinand. Obviously, I think before he was at us, he was at West Ham. He was at Leeds, sorry. Before he was at Leeds, I think he was at West Ham. I think after he left us, Ferdinand, didn't he have a spell at Queen's Park Rangers as well? But very, very good. Vidic, he was, one of the best centre-backs we've had as well. So, so they are probably the best, we've had of all time, not just in, the past decade. Obviously, our current centre-halves now are Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. I think, they are very, very good centre-halves, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, but they totally contrast to, Vidic and Ferdinand and that. Obviously, our other centre-halves we've got now is obviously Eric Bailly and Tuanzebe. They are our backup centre-halves. Obviously, we've got Fosu-Mensah as well that can play as a centre-half and that. Obviously, we've got Smalling and Jones that are out on loan. Smalling's out on loan with Roma. Rojo is out on loan at Estudiantes and that. Obviously, we've got Phil Jones as well. He's one of the players that's expected to leave Manchester United though in the summer. So there you go. Another player in the team of a decade, and that is Patrice Evra. Of course, Patrice Evra was a left back. Definitely one of the best left backs that Manchester United have had is Patrice Evra. I think his only real competition has been Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been good for us. I'd still say it's totally contrast to Evra at the moment though. Luke Shaw's endured some difficult spells as a Manchester United player. Like I said, he endured a very, very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era, did Luke Shaw. And obviously, he is injury prone. That's my element of concern about him as well. Luke Shaw is now into his 6th season at Manchester United. Of course, we did pay around, was it £30 million for him from Southampton. Luke Shaw, had injury problems though, when he was at Southampton. Luke Shaw does remain our first choice left back. But he's only been in real competition to Evra. Williams, to be fair, has done well at left back this season, but he's still inexperienced at the moment, is Brandon Williams, because this has been Brandon Williams' first season in the senior squad. So, we obviously had Matteo Darmian in that left back position in recent years. That was obviously very, very inconsistent for Man United. But yeah, Patrice Evra was absolutely exceptional. So he's in the team of the decade. Got to say, Ryan Giggs is definitely there. Ryan Giggs is in the team of the decade. Ryan Giggs was exceptional for Manchester United. Of course, he endured 24 years at the football club, did Ryan Giggs. No one's made any more appearances for the club, than Ryan Giggs did, because I think, Ryan Giggs made like 900 odd appearances for Man United. He was exceptional, was Ryan Giggs. Very, very good, he really, really was. And like I said to you, Ryan Giggs played for us for several years. Don't forget, he was the interim manager at one point, where he'd managed 4 games for Man United, and that was obviously after David Moyes' sacking. David Moyes endured, 9 months with the football club. Then we recommended Ryan Giggs in for a short period of time, but, he didn't really last long. So he's inexperienced as a manager, isn't he, Ryan Giggs in that. But what a great long servant he was to the football club, Ryan Giggs. So, yeah, he's definitely, in the team of the decade. Gotta say, Paul Scholes is there as well in midfield. He's in the team of the decade. Paul Scholes was exceptional for Manchester United. We got Paul Scholes under Sir Alex Ferguson, I think, in 1993. And Paul Scholes spent the entirety of his playing career with Man United, and he came in 1993. And of course, he left in 2013. So he was at the club for 20 years. Paul Scholes. He played in over 700 odd games in all competitions, and I think he scored over 150 goals for Man United. Paul Scholes. Very, very good. Obviously, he was really, really good at shooting from far range with Scholes, let's be honest. But yeah. Michael Carrick, he's also another one. He's also in the team of a decade. Michael Carrick went really, really well with Paul Scholes in our midfield. Michael Carrick, of course, endured 12 years at Manchester United. Again, got him under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We did get Michael Carrick from Tottenham. I think it was in 2006, if I'm right. I think Carrick made over 300 appearances for the club in all competitions and that. So there you go. So I was very, very impressed, with Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick, by the way, now is one of the coaching assistants. Definitely Ander Herrera's there as well. Ander Herrera, was a really, really good player for us. One of the best players we've had in the past decade. I think Manchester United made a mistake by getting rid of Ander Herrera last summer, because obviously, we let Ander Herrera go on a free transfer to PSG. But Ander Herrera did endure 5 years at the football club. He endured 5 years at the football club, and I've got to analyse it and say Ander Herrera had a good 3.5, 4 years out of the 5 years he was here. But yeah, so he's definitely, been one of our best players in the last decade. Also, too, Marcus Rashford is in there as well. He's on the win. Is Marcus Rashford? He's definitely there. Rashford's been absolutely exceptional for us, and analysing it at the moment, Rashford is currently one of our best players, and he was one of our best players earlier on in the season before we got that back injury, was Marcus Rashford. Obviously, up until this point, Rashford has spent the entirety of his career with a football club. Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7 and that, so he was in our youth academy for several years. And he's been in our senior squad as Rashford since 2016. But I've got to make an admission since then, he has become an integral part of our team. Scored twice on his Europa League debut against Midtjylland. Scored twice on his Premier League debut against Arsenal, did Marcus Rashford. Twice in his Premier League debut against Arsenal, yeah. Scored in his first Manchester derby. Also, scored in his League Cup and international debut. So, yeah, very, very good player. Good news is, when the season does resume next month, then, Rashford will be fully fit. It's been confirmed now that Rashford's close to full fitness. I think his fitness is around 80%, is Marcus Rashford's, but he has been out with this back injury since January. When Rashford does come back, by the way, I think he'll be playing out wide, because he seems to be more effective out wide, and that's where the most of his goals do come from, Marcus Rashford's. We can play him in number 9, but seems to be more effective out wide. But yeah, Rashford's definitely, been one of our best players in the past decade, definitely. Also, too, Wayne Rooney, he's definitely up there as well. Like I said, Wayne Rooney was a long-serving player at Manchester United. Wayne Rooney endured 13 years at the football club. Again, we recommended Wayne Rooney in under the Alex Ferguson era. Got him from Everton in 2004. Wayne Rooney, of course, never really had any injury problems at Man United. He never really endured any difficult spells. Rooney was exceptional for us. Wayne Rooney is Manchester United's all-time leading goal scorer with 253 goals in all competitions. I think around 183 goals in the Premier League. But what a player Wayne Rooney was for us. Obviously at Man United he fulfilled the number 8, then he fulfilled the number 9, then he fulfilled the number 10 role. Obviously, after we let him go in 2017, I think we let him go in the early days of Jose Mourinho's era. Of course, we let him go back to Everton, Wayne Rooney had a spell there. And then obviously, after Everton, I think he went to DC United, did Rooney, had a spell in the MLS. Now, obviously, he's player manager of Derby. So he's definitely, in the team of the decade is Rooney. I've also got to say as well, I think Robin Van Persie's there. He'd be up front with Wayne Rooney, would Robin Van Persie. Because I thought Robin Van Persie was exceptional for us. I thought he enjoyed a good season at Manchester United because analysing the amount of goals that Robin Van Persie had scored in Alex Ferguson's last season, you can say, he'd won us the title in Alex Ferguson's last season, Robin Van Persie. He was very prolific, he really, really was. Don't forget, we did get him from Arsenal in 2012. I think in the season when we won the league, our final league under Ferguson, I think, Robin Van Persie had scored around 30 goals that season. Van Persie enjoyed 3 years at the club. Obviously, we let him go then to, was it Fenerbahce? Then obviously, he made a return to Feyenoord because I think actually, Robin Van Persie began his career with Feyenoord before he actually went with Arsenal. Van Persie was a long-serving player for Arsenal. I think he enjoyed, a good 8 or 9 years as a player for Arsenal and that. So Van Persie's in the team of the decade. So so that is your team of the decade. Just wanted, to do this video to give you Manchester United's team of the decade and that. So that is it and that. Obviously, you saw my videos that I did yesterday. Obviously, I give you the news on Moussa Dembele and that. You know the ongoing situation with Moussa Dembele. Also, too, Manchester United want to make 3 big signings this summer. And the players, that we do want to recommend in are Jadon Sancho, Jude Bellingham and Jack Grealish. And like I said to you, them 3 will probably cost us in the £200 million range. Like I said, Sancho would cost us around £100 million. Grealish would cost us £50 million if Villa get relegated and probably around 60 or 70 million if Villa avoid relegation. And Bellingham would probably cost us in the £30 million range. So we will attempt to sign them 3 players in the summer and that, but you already know the news anyway on that. Obviously, I think Solskjaer's recruitment has put Manchester United into a very, very strong position. Because like I said, we have improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer. What I mean is I think we have been a bit more sensible with our recruitment. And, because like in recent years and that, Manchester United have been criticised for overpaying for players and we've been criticised on how poor our recruitment policy has been in the last 6 or 7 years or so. But under Solskjaer, we have, made good recruitment. I think a lot of people as well like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer strategy because, he revealed when he came into the club, that he wanted to recruit young British talents to Manchester United and that. And he still obviously wants to continue this policy now. And by the way, we've had the youngest squad, I think, in the Premier League this season. And that's another thing I credit Solskjaer for. He has promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their opportunities this season. Obviously, Solskjaer's recruited 5 players in so far. And he's spent in the excess of 220 mil, I think. And obviously, he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire last summer. That was his first summer transfer window as Manchester United manager. And in January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in, and that was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second January transfer window as Manchester United manager. But I've got to say, Solskjaer had a successful January transfer window, and the signing of Bruno Fernandes definitely saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United, because Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. He really, really has. So yeah, so I've been very, very proud of, Solskjaer's recruitment so far. Obviously, Solskjaer will be here next season. So obviously, when the summer transfer window opens, it will be Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager, and it will be second summer transfer window and that. And hopefully this summer, we can get the right caliber players in. Solskjaer did say he was hoping that we could get around 3 signings anyway this summer, because that's what he believes we need, or maybe 4, to become title contenders next season. That obviously, like I said to you, a lot of teams are going to face unprecedented summer transfer windows. Obviously, due to the coronavirus pandemic, because a lot of teams are under financial issues. Don't forget, was it last week? Solskjaer had made a key transfer statement by saying, we're going to enjoy a completely different transfer window. This is what, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had said in that. Obviously, you had Ed Woodward. He came out, quite a few weeks ago, because Ed Woodward's been talking a lot anyway. He insists that Man United will not do business as usual in the summer transfer market. He also basically ruled out big transfers to Manchester United, did Ed Woodward. Of course, Ed Woodward, though, like I said, he said on numerous occasions this season he's willing to back Solskjaer. He also has assured quite a few times as well this season that his job is safe. Because maybe Ed Woodward does believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Manchester United, and maybe believes he can get us back being competitive and stuff like that. But yeah, we have enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still at Manchester United, and I've already outlined some of the reasons what saved his job. Obviously, don't forget, before the football season was suspended, we was in a good vein of form. Don't forget, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions, and that is our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. Because obviously, when Solskjaer was the interim manager, he did really, really well. He was the interim manager for 3 months. Don't forget, Solskjaer did win his first 8 games. I think he won 8 or 9 away games on the trot, and he won 14 games out of 19 in total in all competitions. So, reflect on that. That was enough to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job permanently, and that. Some people say we did give Solskjaer the job a bit too early. But I don't know if he's the foreseeable future for Manchester United, but I'd definitely give him another season at the football club, because he's still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. Like I said, there's only 5 players so far that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. Put into the equation, Solskjaer's still, inheriting the vast majority of the players that Jose Mourinho brought in. Jose Mourinho, recommended a lot of players into the football club. He recommended 11 players in, and there's still a good 7 or 8 of those players here now from the Jose Mourinho era. Like I said, Jose Mourinho enjoyed 2.5 years at Manchester United, but the main explanation why it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players. The board went back in the signings, that he wanted to recommend in and stuff like that. And like I said, we recommended him in too late, and that's the reasons why Mourinho, got sacked from Manchester United. That is the reasons. But, Mourinho did win 2 trophies in his first season at the football club, which was the Europa League and the League Cup. Solskjaer's still inheriting a couple of players here from the Van Gaal. I think it's only Martial and Shaw now, is it, here from the Van Gaal era. The vast majority of the players Van Gaal brought in have obviously now left, and Van Gaal, actually, brought a lot of players in. He also got rid of a lot of the players that we had under Ferguson. We did win the FA Cup under Van Gaal. Van Gaal enjoyed 2 years at Manchester United, and obviously, he's still inheriting Juan Mata from the David Moyes era. He was inheriting Fellaini as well. But obviously, Fellaini is no longer now here. So there you go. I think there's still a couple of players here from the Ferguson era, and that's Jones and David De Gea in that. But there you go and that. So let's just put that into the equation. But Solskjaer does deserve at least a couple of more transfer windows. He does deserve a couple of more transfer windows, yeah. And obviously as well, take into account Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. That's a positive. And he's also planning on getting rid of more of the deadwood when in the summer transfer market because he's still deadwood players at Manchester United. I think, in the summer we'll definitely get rid of Jesse Lingard. We'll definitely get rid of Andres Pereira. They're two liabilities. Well, there's actually been talks saying that Jesse Lingard will be extending his contract by a further year at the football club because we do have an option to extend Lingard's contract for a further year. We'll definitely get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. Also, too, Delors could go. Delors could go. Hopefully, we can get rid of Sanchez, but I think we'll be loaning Sanchez back out because we won't be able to get rid of him permanently, reflecting on his substantial wages, Alexis Sanchez. Obviously, Angel Gomez, the news, don't you, on Angel Gomez? And more additional information updated about Angel Gomez yesterday night, yeah. Reportedly now, Chelsea are confident of signing Angel Gomez from us. And, Chelsea can get him on a free next month because his current contract expires at the end of next month, does Angel Gomez's. Now, reportedly, Angel Gomez recruited his super agent, and reportedly he's held talks with Chelsea's chef as Angel Gomez's agent. Now, obviously, it confirmed yesterday that contract talks between Manchester United and Angel Gomez are at a standstill after we've been in talks for absolutely years. And Gomez, did reveal last month, though, that I wanted to stay at Manchester United, obviously, to win trophies at the football club. But there's no signs of him signing a new contract. We've put forward a few contract offers, we offered him one at the start of this season. We offered him a contract worth £25,000 a week in March, was it? Not too long ago, we offered him a contract worth around £30,000 a week, plus additional bonuses. But, we just can't come to an agreement with Angel Gomez. And up until this point, Angel Gomez has spent the entirety of his career with the football club. He's in our youth academy for several years. He's been in our senior squad since 2017 as Angel Gomez. He made his debut in our 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. That was back under the Jose Mourinho era. He's only made 6 first-team appearances this season. His appearances have been limited, obviously, with the uncertainty over his future and that. But I think Solskjaer does want to keep Angel Gomez at the football club. Don't forget, Angel Gomez became the youngest player to ever, he became the youngest player since the 50s to represent Man United, since Duncan Edwards. First player born in the 2000s to appear in the Premier League and that. So we are facing now a dilemma with Angel Gomez. So he actually, could be going on a free transfer to Chelsea. I can't remember, last time Chelsea did any business with us, to be quite honest. So we've done business with them. Obviously, we got Matic from them in 2017 for £40 million. We obviously, got Juan Mata from them back in 2014. Paid £40 million for Juan Mata, to be quite honest with you. So there you go. So Angel Gomez as well, he could be on his way out of the football club. So I expect probably around 6, maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 players to depart the football club in the summer. This is what I do expect. Like I said to you, the news on Paul Pogba. I think Pogba's going to be staying at Manchester United for next season, but I'm not too sure about the foreseeable future. Obviously, Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga, since he rejoined the football club from Juventus back in 2016. Like I said to you, the likes of Madrid have been in for him. Madrid were relentlessly linked to him last summer. Obviously, it's totally contrast now, though, because Real Madrid are no longer in now for Paul Pogba because of his substantial wages. Obviously, Juventus were in for him, but it did confirm yesterday that Juventus have become the first Italian club to own their own cap salary. I think so. They're only willing to offer contracts of up to £150,000 a week, which equates to around £7.9 million a year. So reflecting on that now, it's unlikely he'll go back to Juventus this summer, Paul Pogba. It also mentioned as well, Juventus can only sign Pogba this summer if Cristiano Ronaldo does retire. Don't forget, swap deals have been on the agenda. Like I said, Tino, there was talks the other day from the Italian press saying Man United have been in negotiations with Adrian Rabiot's representatives over the possible move to Old Trafford, and there was talk saying Man United could swap Paul Pogba with Adrian Rabiot. Don't see that happening. Also, Aaron Ramsey has been mentioned. Miralem Pjanic's also been mentioned as well. Swap deals have been on the agenda. Matthijs de Ligt was also mentioned the other week. So there you go. Obviously, in recent weeks, PSG and Inter Milan have also been in for Paul Pogba and that. But yeah, I'm excited about the prospect of Pogba playing alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield. They've not yet had the chance to play together in our midfield and that, so let's just put that into the equation. Pogba's only played 8 times this season. His appearances have been limited, due to his injuries, and Paul Pobbino has revealed his plan ahead of his return. He's aiming to be the best player in the world and that. And he's got exactly a year left now on his Manchester United contract. But we said if we was to sell Pogba this summer, we would want at least £100 million for him. So there you go. So I think Paul Pogba is staying at Manchester United. I really, really do. But I think a lot of players are going to be staying that are here now. I really, really do in that. Ighalo, you obviously know the news on Ighalo. We are facing a huge dilemma on Ighalo. But to be quite honest with you, I don't think we're going to get Odion Ighalo on a permanent transfer, because don't forget he said we've got to pay £20 million to get Odion Ighalo on a permanent transfer, and I just can't see Manchester United paying this. Obviously, we've got him on loan at the moment. We paid like $4 million to get him on loan, and his loan spell at the football club does expire at the end of this month. Does Odion Ighalo's and that. Shanghai Shenhua have confirmed that they expect him to return in time for the start of the Chinese Super League season. I think it starts in July, does the Chinese Super League season and that. I think his wage at Shanghai Shenhua, by the way, are like £300,000 a week. Ighalo did reveal that he wants his loan deal at the football club extended, but I think he's going to be, we're not going to get him permanently. It mentions that Newcastle are also interested in him and that. But we need to stick with Ollie for now. Like I said, Man United have not really got the structure to keep sacking managers and that. Obviously, we haven't dominated football since Sir Alex Ferguson, because it was obviously Ferguson that brought success to Manchester United. Ferguson endured 27 years at the club, won a total of 38 major honours. We was always very, very competitive in the transfer markets under Ferguson. He also developed a lot of young players. But there again, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. So let's put that into the equation. The only mistake Alex Ferguson made was ever recommending David Moyes in and that. But yeah, even though we've been so inconsistent for the last 6 or 7 years, we're still one of the biggest clubs in the world in that. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes, below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.